This is Billy the Weather Guy, here to update you on the weather. It's been a while since I've been live, but, took some time off, and then I got a little sick, and then, well, I'm back now, and we got the April Fool's forecast right now, but today is April Fool's. Your April Fool's forecast, chicanery not included. So, no tricks in here. I'll try not to. I don't do tricks. Right now, it's 41.2 degrees. It's cloudy. It rained a lot. It rained, today it rained 0.06. And yesterday it rained about, an inch. A little over an inch. So, let's take a look at the weather. We got a storm happening now. There was some rain today, this morning. There's some snow in some places. And it says right here on the website, no laughing matter. Haha. April Fool's Day, winter storm hits. So. So this is the winter storm warnings and watches, advisories in place, the alerts. We have some in effect right now in New York. So there's some snow expected. This is where the snow is currently. Boston, Concord, all over the place. And we had some rain this morning, but Saturday, today, and then we're going to have a few inches there's going to be a few inches of snow. It looks like the most 3 to 5 in some parts of Massachusetts. And there was a blizzard on April Fool's 20 years ago. 20 years ago, there was a blizzard. March 31st to April 1st, 1997. So, a lot of snow fell that day. We had approximately 4 to 10 inches around this area that time. So the forecast, we're getting 10 to 20 mile per hour winds, cloudy. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low at 36 tonight. There's going to be a high of 45, low at 36. Light winds. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny. High 60, low at 36. 10 to 20 mile per hour winds tomorrow. Monday, mostly cloudy. High 60, low at 42. 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. Some rain happening in the afternoon. Over an inch of rain is possible. Tuesday, rain, high 51, low 42, 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. And then it will clear out during the night. So the rain will clear out. It'll be in the morning Tuesday, and then it will be gray, main cloudy, and then during the night that will clear out. High 64 Wednesday, low 40, sunny, 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. Thursday, high 50, low 49. Rain, looks like we could get almost an inch. Friday, high 56, low 43. Rain. And 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. Saturday, high 54, low 38. Mostly a mix of clouds and sun. High 54, low 38, Saturday. And Sunday, high 57, low 43, 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. Partly cloudy. And lastly, Monday. High 63, low 46, rain. 9 to 10 mile per hour winds. So some showers. Also, in the news lately, I do want to touch upon this, as every once in a while I discuss other than weather, for the reason that, I guess just to do it. I'm 99% weather on this, so, on this channel. And then 1% other news. Maybe semi-weather news. I don't know. We do discuss climate change every once in a while. There's an article I think I'm trying to find. I don't know where it is, but... I'm sorry I'm taking a long time because, you know, I don't prep too much before a live stream. Very little prep. I probably should have thought of this already. I'm just trying to find the article. Here it is. Sorry, I should have just Googled it. I was trying to find it on the website, but I Googled it on the web. So House approves bill to let internet service providers sell your browsing history. There's an article. There's a similar article on the New York Times. I'm trying to find, but rule had required telecommunication firms to get permission to market customers' app web browsing history. So what is this exactly? So they approved this bill that allows them to steal your browsing history information for advertising purposes. So now they can target more specialized ads. So now when you can be walking down the street and like they could do location tracking as well. So you could be going to the same let's say you go to the same ice cream shop every time, you know. They could be selling more ads, like, specialized for that shop you go to. Or if you go to the same clothing store all the time, they could be advertising stuff related to that. So, yeah. This is against the amendment, I believe. Fourth, it might be. It might be against the Fourth Amendment, I believe. So, let me say. It might be the Fourth Amendment. Let's see what the Fourth Amendment is. Now, here it is. Fourth Amendment. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Yep. That's the search one. About how they cannot search stuff. Well, look at that. They passed a bill pretty much going against the Fourth Amendment. Whoopee! I wonder if the Supreme Court will do anything about this. There has to be a court. Someone should. Well, if you're fed up about this, you should probably take it up to the court. Maybe go to the Supreme Court, and that will outrule this because it's unconstitutional, and it is. So I don't know why in the heck it would be passed, but there are people in Congress that want your browsing history. They're in leagues with these big companies who want your browsing history. So they're like, okay, we'll get this bill passed for you. Big corporations, medicine corporations, etc. So that's great. And there's a video that talks about this. So let's see. Alright, I'm going to go 5 more minutes, so I'll show you a clip. I saw this video, so I'm going to see if I can find it. Well, there was a video in here somewhere. Maybe it's this one I saw.
Well, we all know that if we use a search engine like Google or a platform like Facebook, we've already opted in to the massive surveillance, the data mining that they're going to do. They take all of our information and they sell it to the highest bidder. But as of Tuesday, lawmakers have voted to now overturn some privacy rules that have protected us from our internet service providers being able to take all of the information that we search on all platforms. And in fact, very soon, our smart homes, they will be able to mine our information and sell it to the highest bidder without needing to ask our permission. They have been kind of barred from that in the past. Now I'm joined now by Michael Zimmerman. Zimmerman, you're normally behind the camera, but you look so good in front of the camera. We had to get you out here. You're kind of our tech millennial. Break this down. So what is happening with SJ Res 34? What is it and why is it so significant?
So they've put forward SJ Res 34, and it's already passed the House and the Senate, and it's now on President Trump's desk. And what this is basically going to do is overturn something they passed under the Obama administration with the FCC that they called the Protecting the Privacy of Customers of Broadband and Other Telecommunications Services. And in this probably too large piece of regulation, as they often do, they basically put forward things saying that if telecom providers were going to collect data on consumers or do anything that broke their confidentiality or privacy, they would have to notify them or get their consent.
Right.
So they're overturning that.
Right, because they want a piece of the action. They're saying, look, Google and Facebook, they don't have to ask the permission. They don't have to ask permission, and they're making all this money. We want in too because we have access to even greater information. Because if you don't use Google, well, then they're not going to be tracking you. But if you're just logging on to the internet, well, your internet service provider has access to every single thing that you are doing. And there was a Democratic rep that actually kind of joked, well, we need to start deleting our browsing history about once an hour, but I'm afraid it doesn't work like that.
Right, your browser history is just what's saved on your computer locally. So if you delete that from your computer, sure, someone on your computer can't find what you're looking at, but your internet service provider, your ISP, logs everything. Every website you go to, they're even saying your app usage, so what applications you're using on your cell phone or other devices. They're going to be collecting data on all of that, and they will be able to put together these profiles. And so that profile might say, this is a woman who's 65 years old, who has 3 cats, who's interested in this politically, she's of this religion, and they're able to sell that off for advertising purposes now.
Right. And before they would have to ask for your permission. And I'm also curious how this is going to affect, I know there was when the Snowden leaks first came out, a lot of people were first giving the hint that the government was asking them for your personal data, and then they would say, well, no, we require a warrant. Well, now your internet service provider is not required to ask your permission to collect all this information on you. So I'm curious if that's going to be something that's going to also sidestep some of our civil liberties as well, with sharing that information with government agencies, et cetera.
Absolutely. And we know from, like you said, Snowden with the NSA leaks and Vault 7 recently with WikiLeaks, both of those government agencies are collecting massive amounts of data on Americans, and their hacking capabilities and spying capabilities are well beyond what is protected by our Fourth Amendment rights. They're spying on mass numbers of people. Absolutely.
And Judge Andrew Napolitano, when he was brought back to Fox News after his little hiatus they put him on because he dared to say that Trump was indeed surveilled, the one main point that he really wanted to stress was that Americans need to be paying attention to this more now more than ever, we don't need to be pushing this to the side and saying, oh, it's normal that Trump was incidentally surveilled. Because in October, a lot of these laws are going to be up kind of for...
All right, so you want to check out the rest of that video. It's right here. I'll put that in the description. And yes, it is April Fool's, but this is not a joke. This happened, I think, a few days ago. This bill approved, and no, it's not a joke. And I'm talking about this on April Fool's, so you're like, it must be a joke, right? No, it's not a joke. And if I were joking, I'd say it. So, I'm not going to say this is a joke because it is not. So, well, if you want to check out the rest of the video, that will be in the description. So, alright, this has been Billy the Weather Guy. See you when? Let's find out. No clue. So, see you when I see you. Bye.